Rogues just got a major tuning today, and Deathstalker finally looks competitive. Blizzard heavily buffed Assassination Deathstalker, with huge increase to mark damage, rupture scaling, and fan of knife cleave. Here's exactly what changed, and why Mythic Plus rogues are paying attention. So these are the changes that are confirmed, and as we can see over here, Deathstalker's mark on Assassination was increased by 30%, Deathstalker Clear the Witness was increased to 60% instead of 40%, and then down damage was increased by 25%. Corrupted Blood now increases rupture damage by 20%, was 10%, and Darkest Night now increases venom damage by 35% instead of 30%. For subtlety, it's the same thing. The Deathstalker's mark damage was increased by 30%, and the Clear the Witness now increases Shuriken Storm damage by 60% instead of 40%. These changes are insane, especially on Assassination, which is the spec that benefits the most from today's patch. And before today, most rogue players preferred Fatebound, especially in Mythic Plus. Deathstalker simply didn't do enough damage to justify the setup. But today's buffs directly hit the weak areas. Now we have better sustained AoE, better bleed scaling, better funnel damage, and stronger boss pressure. So the huge winner here is clearly Assassination, because almost every important part of the spec got buffed at the same time. For Mythic Plus, the fans of knives and rupture buffs are insane, and in raids, the mark damage and the venom scaling look much more competitive now. So what should you play right now? Assassination Deathstalker looks like the strongest rogue setup for Mythic Plus. The build now scales much harder in real dungeon pools, especially in sustained ones. Fatebound is still good, of course, but Deathstalker is finally worth playing. For raids, it's also a full competitive option, especially on longer encounters. If you were avoiding Deathstalker before, this patch now changes a lot. I am also gonna fully test everything in real gameplay on the next few days. I'll be making separate videos about Assassination Subtlety to see everything that's changed with today's patch, with full gameplay comparisons, builds, rotations, and Mythic Plus testing, so all of you can see properly all the difference after these buffs. As we can see on this part over here, Assassination got a 3% buff on the AoE and single target, and if you go to the spoiler over here, it still says that Fatebound is a little bit higher on overall damage than Deathstalker, around 2% higher. But the Deathstalker has much higher priority and much higher single target than Fatebound. So we might see a lot of ranked ones using the Deathstalker build. For the other hand, here on Subtlety, we had a lot of changes. But to resume, if you want to play Deathstalker on Subtlety, you have to make sure you have at least a higher amount of haste. 1100 points of haste. With Trickster was around 700. So you guys have to make a lot of changes on the flasks and on the craftings and everything. So you might need to recraft your stuff just to get proper haste that you need on Deathstalker. You guys need to keep this in mind. But for Subtlety, Trickster still performs noticeably better in AoE. But for single target, the Deathstalker build it's gonna be better because the higher priority target. But Trickster it's still a very viable choice as well. Today's video came to an end, guys. This was just a very short and quick video just to update you guys on everything that changed on today's patch. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, guys. My name is Musget and I'll see you on the next video.